Hello and welcome to this week's Week 4 NFL Pick Show. I have birthday boy Nathaniel Arfin on the show. Both of us are off 4 and 2 weeks last week, so we redeemed ourselves after bad week twos. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. The Eagles pulled out the luckiest win I have seen last week.
I
Uh,
so did I tell you that I bet Eagles money line when the Saints got their second touchdown
oh
or
wow,
first touchdown or whatever?
you had more faith than I did.
Dude, I bet the Falcons. I bet the Falcons in week 2 against the Eagles and won on their last drive. I did the same with you guys. It's a
Yeah,
market inefficiency, I have to say.
watching the Eagles and betting the hot hand. Yeah, it's not a bad play.
In fairness, you guys should have scored way more than you did. Like you guys moved the ball decently. You just crapped out on third and fourth downs a lot.
Well, that comes down to coaching,
Yeah,
and I
that
think
comes down to coaching, but that also comes down to just like variance. Like I made a ton of money on Washington last week because they were 0-6 against the Giants in the red zone, and last week they went like I don't know four, like they got like what 5 touchdowns last week against the Bengals, 4 touchdowns. Like that shit's variance game to game. Like I don't know, like yeah, Sirianni's not a great coach, but a lot of that's just variance.
but a win's a win. And 4-2 week, I'm not mad about it. I think it's time to roll it back again.
You're the birthday boy, so you have first pick.
Do you?
Obviously, we're recording this on a Thursday. We're dropping this on a Friday because we recorded a politics show. That's gonna come out Thursday. So don't pick Thursday night football.
Yeah, unfortunately, that means I can't fade the Giants.
Hey, fading the Giants would not have worked last week.
Well,
They beat Rapey Massage Boy.
they did, and I did specifically call out that this was the week I wasn't going to fade them. Um, so I'm glad I didn't, and I'm going to leave them off my board this week. I am going to pick what has probably been my favorite team to bet so far this week, and can't believe they're getting 3 points here.
Oh
The
fuck
Minnesota
you,
Vikings. I don't
fuck
understand it.
you.
I'm sorry. This isn't about Green Bay. The Vikings are a good team, and it's time for us to recognize that Sam Darnold is getting the job done, and their defense is very, very good there in Minnesota.
So can I make the case for Green Bay because they are on my card?
Absolutely.
They just beat two teams that a lot of people thought were like they just won 2 games as outright underdogs with Malik Willis. Jordan Love is back. This defense is really fucking good, and to the extent that this defense has struggled, frankly, I kind of think it's fair with how the secondary has fared the last 2 weeks to chalk up a lot of the secondary failures to turf issues in Brazil. Like, I was not on that train after week 1. I was very worried about this defense. This has been 2 very good performances against 2 quarterbacks that at least people had expectations of. I mean, people thought Anthony Richardson was going to be really good this year. Opinion about Will Levis was obviously more divided, but this defense just has been really good for 2 straight weeks. This offense clearly was clicking with Malik Willis, let alone with Jordan Love. Your Eagles got, I mean, I don't want to say torched by them, but like Jordan Love was moving the ball against you guys.
I
You
don't think
won.
torched is too far.
I really think, look, Minnesota's great. Okay. I have been slow to the party. I bet Houston last week. Like, all of that's true. Okay. What I am saying is nothing to do with Minnesota. I think Green Bay, because the whole thing with Green Bay, and this goes back even to like most of the Rodgers era, is they have never been able to give their quarterbacks a top half of the league defense consistently. I've been really impressed by them because I didn't have expectations the last 2 weeks, right? Like, it's not like I was coming on the show and being like, I'm betting Green Bay, right? I'm
No,
not being a
absolutely.
homer here. This defense has really, really impressed me. And frankly, Jordan Love might be the best quarter, probably is the best quarterback Minnesota's faced so far, right? Daniel Jones Brock Purdy with half of the Niners offense and CJ Stroud with Laramie Tunsil committing like 12 penalties. And
I'm
frankly, it's not like Darnold moved the ball super efficiently after the first quarter last week.
I'm still going to wait and see on Jordan Love. We'll see if the knee is there. We're gonna see if he's the same coming back from injury. You're right that Malik Willis was able to move the ball. Um, but this might be the best defense that Green Bay has faced.
Yeah, probably. Look, I don't, I would prefer this at 2.5. And obviously, I don't think you're picking this at 2.5 for Minnesota. Um, Obviously, all lines courtesy of DraftKings. I don't, I'm not playing the line guessing game. I just think Green Bay at some point preseason expectation has to matter, and like I'm not seeing any evidence of the point I'm about to make, to be very clear, in their actual performance. But like Minnesota was expected to be like a mediocre 500 team, and they're looking fan fucking tastic. At some point, they come back to earth, right?
And I think they will. Green Bay, like I said, they look good week one. The Eagles, it was really just a race to whoever could score last there. And the Packers will be someone to watch in the playoffs, but I don't think it's this week.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, if Minnesota wins this, then I think it's pretty clear that they are like meaningfully a better team than we've given them credit for being. Um, yeah, I don't buy it. I'm not quite there yet with them, but then again, we went head to head on them last week and you won, so maybe. Denver 7.5 is my first pick. I don't think the Jets are that good. Yes, they've had the mini buy. I don't care. Denver just went and beat Tampa outright. I think Tampa and the Jets are like fairly comparable teams. I think they're both pretty good. I think they're both like 9-win teams. The Jets beat the shit out of the Patriots. That doesn't mean anything to me. Will Levis is not particularly good. That doesn't mean anything to me. I think Jets win. I think Broncos cover. I think getting the 7.5 is I think pretty important to me. And Bo Nix, not terrible last week.
Yeah, maybe I've been too hard on him.
He was pretty bad in week two. Like, I mean, he was pretty much unusable in week two against the Steelers, but that might be the Steelers defense being better than we've given him credit for and not Bo Nix sucking. Um, if you just go by like pure EPA per play, like Nix is not great. He's 25th, but like he's sandwiched between Jared Goff and Trevor Lawrence. Anthony Richardson's worse than him. Levis is worse than him. Like, and frankly, he's not meaningfully different than a CJ Stroud or a Tua or a Justin Herbert. Like, this stuff is very opponent particular this time of season, and he's played one of the best. I think we can both agree Pittsburgh is one of the best defenses in the league. 22nd in success rate, he's basically tied with Dak Prescott. Like, I think Knicks is okay, and I don't think Aaron Rodgers is great. I think Aaron Rodgers has played two mediocre defenses after San Francisco, and he's won 2 games. Congrats.
He made some good throws. He didn't look as old as he has looked. And it's nice to see him playing
No, it's
with
not nice
some
to see him playing as well. Fuck him.
I it's good for football to see the old legend have one more go round. And
No,
I
it's
do
not.
think
Fuck him. To be clear, I'm both a jilted ex Packers fan and a loyal Democrat. So fuck him.
no, I'm not cheering for him the person. I'll be clear about that.
If he
The
doesn't shut the
player.
fuck up soon, I'm gonna start believing that Jordan Rodgers was in the right for telling the Bachelor producers to put 2 empty seats at his table when he was on The Bachelorette to openly embarrass him and Olivia Munn. Okay, that is how mad I am at Aaron Rodgers.
So I'm not gonna play this one. I can understand your hostility, but
Look, it's just 7.5, and I kind of and the Denver defense seems okay. I don't know what you want from me. Like, if it was 6.5, it'd be a stay away. I think 7.5 is too big of a number. Like the Broncos defense is not all bad, and I think Seattle looks better. Denver or what? Denver. Why can I not find the Denver? Denver's eighth by defensive DVOA or defensive EPA right now. Like 7.5 when you're playing the eighth best defense in the league seems unreasonable to me.
so my next pick will be the Houston Texans -6.5. Jacksonville's a terrible team.
What? You're not buying Trevor Lawrence will eventually figure this shit out.
47-10 against the Bills last week. It's been embarrassing.
In
And
fairness, I think the Bills are just like that good, but I agree it's not great.
I gotta start to wonder when they start to give Mac Jones a look here.
Okay, we're not that far gone. Jesus fuck.
Comeback player of the year.
No, the NFL changed the rules. You can't come back from being shit. You can only come back from injury.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
No. Coming back from being bad is not a comeback.
My skill was
okay. Here's the counterpoint: is Laramie Tunsil going to commit another 7 penalties?
Yeah, that's they really need to get their offensive coaching together.
I bet them
hasn't
last
been
week. It was pathetic, man.
CJ Stroud, they're just letting him down. It's a good football team, and
Are
they
we
need.
sure about that?
Well, they should be, right? They really should be. And if their coaching can't bring this team together to perform, it's going to be really disappointing.
No, I agree. They should win by 20. I don't trust them because I'm mad at them.
They're definitely a high variance team.
Yeah. For sure. No, I think that would be the pick I make in that game, but I'm not getting there. Rams +3. Caleb Williams sucks. Oh, he put up 363 yards. Yeah, and he scored like 16 points against the Colts team. Malik Willis scored more points against the Colts than you did. Shut up. You suck.
How do you feel about Tutu Atwell and Tyler Johnson? Is there other wide receiver? Demarcus Robinson. I don't know half the names on the Los Angeles Rams roster.
Are both? Is Puka hurt?
Puka is on the IR.
When the fuck did he? Whatever, man. I don't really give a shit. They beat the Rams. They beat the Niners last week, and I live bet the Rams too. So fuck them. Okay, like I don't give a shit. Stafford's good enough.
Getting 3 points from the Bears, though, yeah, I think
the Bears fucking suck. You could give me a CFL team and give me 3 points, and I'm probably betting them.
Well, I don't understand why they're getting points here.
Because people do what you did and go, oh, I can't name half the names on the Rams, and just go therefore Caleb Williams is good. No, he sucks. Fuck him.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Rams. I'll tail on that.
Cool. Yeah, no, that one that's just like I tend to be more of a line better. I don't necessarily know than you are, but like it's just like at some point there are just some lines that I see where I'm like, oh, you just like 7.5 against the Jets. I'm pretty much betting every team in the NFL at that price. 3 against the Bears. I'm pretty much betting every team at that price.
Here's another line I don't understand.
Yeah,
and
go take it.
The Bills getting 2.5 points from the Baltimore Ravens, who have shown nothing.
Fuck you.
Are
You
you
stole one of my
really?
bets.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna try and make
Oh
the case for
fuck
Lamar.
no. Fuck no. The
I can't
Ravens
believe the Bills are
beat up
getting
on
points.
the Cowboys are 32nd in the league in rush defense EPA. Like no, they just ran the fucking a glorified wildcat last week against the terrible rush defense. That's not going to work against Buffalo. Fuck no. Josh Allen might be the best quarterback in football right now. Or
Yeah.
second best. Mahomes still exists. I don't care that his stats are bad.
Yeah, this is just one of the easiest on the board. I don't understand why the Bills would be getting points, why anyone still believes in the Ravens at this point. I don't know.
Oh, but they beat up on the Cowboys. But the answer to that is the Cowboys are probably not as good as you think.
Yeah,
Not that the Ravens are actually good.
there is not a single good football team in the NFC East, and the Eagles are going to get destroyed in the wild card again. It's like, come on.
I don't disagree with your nihilism, but I find your nihilism entertaining.
Oh, what do you got
No,
next?
no. Honestly, I totally agree with you. Like I did a couple previews for Sunday Night Football for the lines this week, or a couple of pieces where I touched on Sunday Night Football. Um, totally agree with you on this. The totally 1,000% agree with you. The fact that the Ravens are are giving 2.5 is mental to me. Completely insane.
Uh,
I'm gonna go Washington 3.5. Why is Jaden Daniels giving 3.5 to Kyler Murray?
yeah, he had a nice performance last week.
Do you know the last time the Commanders punted?
They did they not punt against the Giants in that game where
No,
they
they did not.
only
They last
scored?
punted in week 1. Okay.
Wow.
But the only reason they didn't beat the Giants by more was they went 0 for 6 in the red zone. Okay.
Yeah,
Which,
scored
as
21
somebody
points.
who loves golf betting, this is the same thing as like Jordan Spieth losing 6 strokes on the green. It's just not going to happen again. And we know it's not going to happen again because they just beat the shit out of the Bengals on Monday night, right?
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels is moving the ball super effectively. The Commanders seem to know what they're doing. They seem to have built a decent offense. Isn't Eric Bieniemy still calling plays there?
I believe he is.
And
Yes.
obviously, Bieniemy, very good coordinator, was is from the Andy Reid coaching tree, was with those Chiefs teams that won the Super Bowls, at least 2, I think, of the 3 Chiefs Super Bowls he was there for. Like this line makes 0 sense to me. It should be 2.5. I think Washington's going to straight up win the game, but like I think the Cardinals are massively overrated for beating a mediocre Rams team in week 2 and kind of sort of hanging with the Bills in week 1. But like it took a kick return touchdown for them to come close to beating the Bills, and they still didn't cover against the Bills in week 1.
Uh, I like the pick as much as I hate the Commanders. I
Hey, the Commanders aren't owned by Dan Snyder anymore, so it's fine.
That's true. They are somewhat less repugnant.
Totally
Still terrible.
repugnant. Are you going to tail the pick then? That's the question.
I don't think I am going to.
So you have 2 slots open. Where are you going to go with them?
I really, really like the New Orleans Saints.
I thought about that one. I was debating. So I have 2 that I'm debating between, and this is one of my 2. Saints are 2.5 against the Falcons. Make the case for New Orleans.
Aside from the poor performance against the Eagles, where their offense just couldn't get anything going against a really, really, really strong defensive line, um, they have been an offensive powerhouse, and they were able to keep the Eagles' offense in check. Um, Cameron Jordan had a great game. We saw Tyrann Mathieu was all over the field.
Honey
Marshawn Lattimore
Badger.
played a part.
Good to see the Honey Badger back. I
Yeah,
love the Honey Badger.
Yeah, it was they have a really solid team there. The Eagles just were able to hit them where it hurts their team the most, and that's with the two big defensive tackles with Jordan Davis right up front there. Um, I like
Georgia
Olave.
Bulldog, Jordan Davis. I'm contractually obligated to mention.
So I I like the team and the Falcons, you know, they they're just a boring team. They're gonna win some games sneakily like the ones against the Eagles, but they're not a substantial big win team. And I
What
just don't
what what?
see
You're not
them.
buying what? You're not buying Brett Kirk Fall?
Yeah. Kirk Cousins has been okay. He's been Kirk Cousins, and that's usually enough. But if I'm getting 2.5 points, I'm gonna take them. I I think the Saints can cover and probably can win.
I just think the Saints are like straight up the better team. I think Derek Carr's a better quarterback. I think the weapons in New Orleans are better. The Saints have dropping 45 on your ass potential, and I just don't think any team with Kirk Cousins really has that
I agree.
to the same degree.
Yeah.
Ugh. So I'm gonna do something that's a little weird for my last pick, which is I'm gonna tell you the two teams I'm thinking of, and I'm gonna let you express an opinion. Um, Saints plus 2.5 or Patriots 10.5 with the mini buy for the Patriots. Because
Oh,
this Niners offense doesn't look like it's getting their pieces back anytime soon. Christian
no,
McCaffrey's in
they don't.
Germany. Like,
Yeah,
what are we
I've
doing here?
traded him in fantasy football. I'm fully out on McCaffrey. I'm worried he's not going to play this year.
But like, dude, they only scored 21 against the Rams. Like, I know it's a Shanahan offense, and I know the Patriots look terrible, but isn't this like the kind of thing that sharp better pro betters, whatever, talk about? Like, fade the most recent thing you've seen. Like, this probably shouldn't be 10.5,
10.5
right?
is a very big line.
10 and a
Especially
half, you have a rest advantage.
that's a
The Patriots
40 and a
defense was
half
okay
over
the
under.
first 2 weeks. Am I missing something?
40 and a half over under. So we're talking about,
Yeah, you need to get like 25. You need to get like 17, 16 points to cover this. If that
yeah,
total is reasonable.
I think I'm with you. 10.5 is way too much for a team in San Francisco that's really just running on name brand right now.
I mean, it's Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, Jordan Mason. What the like? There's nothing else there. It's not a good. It's like Kittle's out, Debo's out. Trent Williams, left the game last week. Doesn't look great. Just feels like this is too this line should be 7.5, shouldn't it?
Even 6.5, I think you
No,
could get.
no, you can't make San Francisco less than a touchdown favorite because you still have Ayuk and you still have the Shanahan of it all. And I mean, the thing is, Brissett was okay in the first week. I mean, he was terrible last week, but I don't know. I mean, the thing that would concern you is the San Francisco pass rush, but like, you know, maybe Gerard Mayo has figured the shit out. Fuck you, Russell Henley. Whatever. It's fine. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for
ten
coming
and a
on.
half is
Thanks
too
for
much.
yeah. So what's your last pick gonna be then?
I think I'm with you on that.
Okay. So I am doing Denver, Green Bay, Rams, Buffalo, Washington. Yeah, that's Washington and New England. You're doing Minnesota, Houston, Rams, Buffalo, New Orleans, and New England. Both of us went 4-2 last week. I believe you are 500 for the season. I am one game over 500 for the season. Um, do you have any commentary for the people?
Enjoy the football.
Thanks for doing this, buddy. At Arfin Nathaniel on the Twitters. You should live tweet more Eagles games.
I get disappointed, and then it turns into more of a meltdown than a live tweet. So
So actually, I do want your opinion. So I'm doing a five pick contest with a few people in my few people from the lines. What game should I drop this week from the six that we just picked? Probably Green Bay, right?
yeah,
Cool.
I think that one could go either way. I just like the Vikings and want
Yeah,
to talk
Green Bay.
about that
Green Bay
more.
feels like the softest of those six, right? Okay. Thanks for coming on, buddy. Follow me on Twitter at Scrimshaw. Like, subscribe, do all the things. Political betting, NFL, NHL at thelines.com. I know you don't give a shit about the Leafs. How are you feeling about the Leafs? Greg
Uh,
Berube is your new coach. How you feeling?
Austin Matthews is the captain.
The number of people who seem to think that's going to matter, that's going to like solve the problem of the Leafs not scoring in game sevens is really funny to me. Like objectively hilarious to me.
Yeah, nothing's changed. The Leafs are the Leafs, and they're gonna Leafs it up.
So I actually think you guys are going to be in like a genuine playoff race, and I kind of think you might not make it. Because the thing about the East is that the East is going to be significantly better this year. Ottawa looks like they're finally going to not suck ass completely. Um, New Jersey's going to be better. Washington got better last year. Um, Buffalo might make a run. Detroit really should because Mo Sider and Lucas Raymond should be good. Like I'm not positive that Toronto can just fuck around and like walk into a playoff spot this year.
Yeah, probably not.
My real strong opinions are Jersey are going to be really good because Sheldon Keefe, all of his playoff coaching problems do not change the fact that that motherfucker can just walk into a talented team and win 100 and can get 108 points without really trying. And two, I think Jack Hughes is healthy this year. Obviously, Simon Nemec and Luke Hughes are going to be better on defense. And they got Jacob Markstrom, so they actually will finally have a fucking goaltender. But Edmonton's just going to win this, right? Like, I know I'm a biased Draisaitl fan and everything, but like, this is Edmonton's year, right?
I certainly hope so for Oil Nation.
And for my mental stability, because honestly, them losing, you know what the only thing that kept me sane the night that they lost game seven was?
What's that?
The fact that that was the night of the Toronto St. Paul's by election.
Ah,
And so I had something to distract myself from.
yeah, you weren't
But like
allowed
the
to
fact
focus
that
on
I
it.
have let the Oilers emotionally attach, emotionally mean something to me is insane. Anyways,
It's
thanks for coming on, buddy.
thanks for having me.